Hello, welcome back to the settee, the red settee.
The famous red settee.
Very good.
Yeah.
So today, I'm considering the question of height. So I'm sort of about average height.
What's average, Helen?
5'6" last time I know.
Oh,
yeah.
so that gets you into the police force if you want
Yes,
to.
yeah. It might even be 5'5" actually.
Oh, you're shrinking.
I may have shrunk, yeah. And then obviously my mum is very little, and sometimes she likes being little, but sometimes it can create a few problems, especially in supermarkets.
Supermarkets is the obvious place.
Yeah, but of course you're very tall for a lady, so
I'm 5'10".
yeah.
I'm 5'10". And I look at you and I think, oh, she's cute. And my sister is 5'3.5". And everybody talks about the fact she's cute, and I mean she's pretty and she's cute. So I've always, and it's really strange because we had a rehearsal the other night, and we had Adele here, and we had Sharon here, and we had Rachel. Rachel is getting to being close to my height actually, which has made me really happy, because when I'm surrounded by people smaller than me, you don't feel so much tall as you feel big. And a story. I used to work in London, and I was travelling back and forwards on the train each day, and the train was crowded. I was coming from London Bridge Station. I just got a seat on the train. I got a seat. I was really pleased. It's 5 o'clock in the evening or 5:30, and I'm about to go home, and train is crowded. But opposite me, there's a lady who has just sat down, and so, you know, we don't take any notice of each other. I'm getting my book out, and whatever you do when you're sitting on a train on your way home.
Establishing your bubble.
Establishing your space, yes, that's right. And then somebody else got on the train that clearly she knew. So you had this moment of, oh, hello, how are you? I haven't seen you for ages, how are you? And she said, oh, you do look well, I haven't seen you. New coat. And, oh, yes, I've got a new coat. But they make these things for apes, she said. Because look at the sleeves on me, and the sleeves came about halfway down her hand. She was right. The trouble is, I was sitting on the other side of the carriage with my wrists sticking out of my sleeves, and I was desperately trying to subtly withdraw my arms into my sleeves in a way that nobody would notice, so that I didn't look like this ape. And the other thing about being tall is because girls do their growth spurt before puberty and boys do it after puberty. So when I was at that fragile stage when you're going to discos, discotheques and barn dances, which were the thing when I was a teenager, and you're sitting around the edge looking demure, where you're hoping someone's going to ask you to dance, and whenever a chap would come and ask me to dance and I stood up, I'd always be taller than him. And I didn't want to be tall. I wanted so I got Kevin, who has pullovers that I can wear.
Oh yes, let me introduce you to Kevin's second pullover.
You're going to get to know Kevin's pullovers because they get stolen a lot. So yes, this is Kevin's second pullover.
He's going to be locking that wardrobe soon, isn't he?
Trouble is, you can always tell when I've been there because I've not shut the doors. So Kevin's wardrobe is normally tidily doors shut, but at the moment Penny's been there. Doors left open, stuff thrown out on the bed.
Going back to your irritating habits.
Oh
again.
yes, we could be going back to irritating habits then. Yes,
but it's interesting because when we did speak about irritating habits, we said it was a matter of perspective.
We did.
I can't remember the word you used, but it was good.
It was good. Perspective orientated.
Perspective orientated.
Yeah.
But height is also that, because my mum, who's very little, she always would love to have been tall.
Well, there are moments in the supermarket that I find it very useful, and I make new friends in the supermarket because I see people who are down there trying to get up there, and like, would you like some help?
Is that how you met my mum?
It's not. I met your mum through you, but she might have noticed me because I would be useful in the supermarket. But and hanging pictures and putting things away in cupboards at home, and of course we have this saucepan rack in our kitchen, which has to be very high and nobody else can reach, but Kevin and I can reach, so that's good. Yeah.
So it would be really interesting to see if
anybody else is tall out there.
Well, or just height-related stories.
And actually, one more thing. Sorry, I've not finished. My brother, who sadly has died now, but he was 6'4.5". My father was 6'5.5". Wow. My mother was 5'4", so I'm not quite sure how I ever happened. But anyway, so my brother, 6'4.5", was getting married. His best man was 6'7", and he was called Lurch. That was his nickname among his mates. So on the rehearsal night, they're walking up the aisle to go and sort of find out where they're meant to be doing on their wedding. And the vicar was 6'10".
Wow.
So they all arrived at, so James and Lurch arrived at the front, and the vicar went, "Nice to see some young men that have grown properly." So of course now, whenever I see anybody my height, I kind of tend to incline to go, "Nice to see someone that's grown properly." And then I realise that actually I'm just offending anybody that's small. So I've had to
80%
stop.
of the population.
And now we're harping back to mouth speaking before brain is engaged. So I'm having to learn not
Absolutely.
to say that because I'm not tall enough to get away with that. Anyway, that's it. That's being tall.
Fantastic.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Put your ideas down or comments if you've got any. We'd be really interested to find out your funny or irritating stories about height.
Cool. See you soon.